Hi, I'm the Boss Problem Buster, founder of the Pay Raise Commando, a senior organizational consultant of 24 years, having worked across cultures, industries, and ranks with 7,250 employees trained between us, my team and I. I'm also a social psychologist with a master's and a bachelor's degrees, both with honors. My team and I train passed over corporate professionals like you to get that pay raise and promotion you're overdue for so that you can finally kill your Monday blues before you sink further and bring your inner joy back, which is the best part of my job and the goal of this channel. Now, back to the salt mines. In part one, we've seen that your boss is very vulnerable after passing you over for a promotion or a pay raise or both, even more so than you are. Today, we'll see how this vulnerability of his is your in the quest to rehabilitate and rebuild your crushed position in your department, so you will learn how to use it to your advantage. The second do right after being passed over for a promotion or a pay raise or both is indeed the conclusion of the first do, and that is be a bad boy employee. But what would that actually look like? What would your boss's appeasement of you potentially be? Here are some options. Maybe your boss will give you some new responsibilities that you really would like to have, or maybe less of the responsibilities you don't like. Maybe a degree of control over projects that are near and dear to you if you didn't have any before, or a greater degree of control if you already had some, or maybe even a lead role in a tentpole project, making you a true linchpin. Sounds good, doesn't it? Moreover, if you succeed in those new projects and responsibilities, it would be a proof of concept of your managerial and even leadership skills, which is bound to help you in the next round of a race to the coveted promotion. So think of it as a consolation prize. It's not the first prize you wanted, but it's better than nothing, especially if it is within the general direction of where you want to go. So being a bad boy employee will potentially get you everything you wanted in a much easier and straightforward way that you could have ever expected. Plus, it could be a real boost to you at this time after being passed over, both psychologically and practically. Now, it's worth noting, and as a realist, I would be remiss not to mention it, no one can say for sure what your boss may or may not do for sure. It depends on a complex matrix of a billion moving parts, which is why I can't promise you anything. Nobody can, but isn't it worth a shot? Especially when you compare it to where you are right now? Which brings us to the third do right after being passed over for a promotion or a pay raise or both, getting the bad boy employee mentality right. This is tricky, and it may take some practice to get it right, especially if you used to being the good boy employee and now you find yourself needing to completely switch your entire workplace mentality. So let me help you there. There are 5 tools here. First and foremost is to remember what bad boy employee mentality is not. And it is not two things. It is not being disrespectful to your boss or a jerk to everybody else. Absolutely not. You should always be respectful to your boss. Well, to everybody for that matter. But, and this is B, respectful also does not mean being subservient or a doormat or anything that is spineless. Remember that. This is the precise spot where good boy employees get lost and mess it up for themselves. So the second tool to getting the bad boy employee, excuse me, I'm a bit under the weather, to getting the bad boy employee mentality right. What respect is. Here's my definition. Tell me in the comments if you agree and if I left something out. Respect is addressing anyone with an acknowledgement of him or her as humans, then acknowledging their title through the rights and privileges that go with it. So in the case of your boss, obviously he has the right to tell you what to do at the office, for example. Another aspect of respect is meeting people, obviously your boss included, as we're focused on your relationship with him. So meeting people at eye level and going into each and every interaction with an a priori goodwill intent. That's it. Now the next step after giving respect is getting it. Being able to command respect from others, your boss included, and indeed everything you hear on this channel, including what we're talking about right now, has an undercurrent of just that. So finding this fine line between the two is exactly where the psychological sophistication and political and behavioral sophistication will need to come into place. These are the subtleties and the degrees of subtleties that I mentioned before. And speaking of which, here's a fun fact for you. People like getting respect from people they themselves respect. They don't care about getting respect from some spineless doormat. Of course that person gives them respect. That person does so to anybody who has a bit of a backbone. That's no big deal, however. Getting respect from somebody who commands respect, who commands the respect themselves, whoa, now you're talking. The third tool to getting the bad boy employee mentality right is being goal-oriented. How? Set a clear goal and keep repeating it in your head. Your goal is to start paving a new road for a promotion and or a pay raise. Why new? Well, obviously the last one didn't work. How? By course correcting almost everything you did or did not do prior to your unsuccessful bid, starting with everything on this Masterclass series. The fourth tool to getting the bad boy employee mentality right is be pragmatic. If you want to achieve your goal, you need your entire decision-making process to be compatible with that goal. And since your goal is to make sure you are not passed over the next time around, this takes precedence over everything else at the workplace. So for example, if your colleagues are saying, hey, let's go to lunch, it'll be fun, but you have a deadline you want to meet, order in and eat at your desk or bring food from home. Yes, it may cost you a bit in social currency, but it is a price you have to pay. I didn't say you'd like what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what you need to do realistically without the customary bullshit fluff. The fifth and final tool to getting the bad boy employee mentality right is doing the internal, introspective work. This is crucial because putting on a show of you supposedly being a bad boy when you're actually a good boy employee won't do. People will see right through you. They won't bite. And besides, we've already established in the 4 Don'ts Masterclass that you're not that good of an actor. I'll put it up here. I think it's that side. What you need is to be comfortable in your bad boy skin so that it will come off as natural and as organic as possible. Plus, you need to be confident for it to work. Otherwise, your boss will call your bluff. You cannot fake it till you make it in this case, but you can get there gradually over time. Not too much time though, to not lose momentum. So weeks, months tops, not years. If you'd like the full transcript of this video and all the videos on this channel, see the link in the description. It's on our website, bossproblembuster.com, because it's too long to paste here, so not a trick to get you there. But if you do hop over, you'll find many practical reads and a forum where you can discreetly and anonymously ask us anything in regards to landing that promotion and pay raise, to which we reply very quickly. Each video drops inconvenient truth bombs on you right, left, and center, all very direct, pragmatic, and very much non-PC. No fluff, no bullshit. So, if you'd like to get a promotion with a pay raise or a pay raise independent of a promotion, kill your Monday blues and bring your inner joy back. And if you can handle the truth, you can't handle the truth. I'm channeling Jack Nicholson. Then subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell so that we can meet again.